taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
This coming weekend, though, we have 2 boxing cards. Thankfully, they're both spread out on different days because, one of our pet peeves is multiple boxing cards on one fucking day. Like, sometimes all you need is like one. We have Fridays, we have Sundays. Like, utilize them, especially when football season's about to come to a fucking end. Like, start utilizing your Sundays. And thankfully this is a case where Top Rank has their intriguing doubleheader on a Friday night. Originally, the main event was supposed to be Emanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez, but shortly after that fight was announced, Valdez was pulled out because of an injury. And truthfully, I think maybe Top Rank was like, wait a minute, hold on. That might be a little bit of a hard fight. We might need Valdez for another fight. I mean, that's how I feel. Because it was just a little bit too quick and too near the announcement to have Valdez just, be pulled out that quick. Like that shit should have been checked beforehand. But that was going to be for the vacant WBO 130 belt. So instead, Navarrete got the next available contender in Liam Wilson. Now, Liam Wilson, I'm not too familiar with him. Lukey, though, however, was, saying that, Liam Wilson might actually give Navarrete a hard fight. And truthfully, it's not really hard to say why, because Navarrete in his last fight looked incredibly, mid. Like, he was getting hands put on him.
He was losing that. He was until he knocked him out. I feel like he was down.
Yeah, he was losing on the cards and everything. Like, I don't know if Navarrete just has some personal issues or he drained himself to make the weight. I don't know, but he was far.
Yeah, playoff, because that was his first fight after being very active. It feels
and because usually Navarrete is like a slow starter, but once he gets going, Navarrete be laying some real thorough ass whoopings. Like, I have to respect his ass whoopings. Like, dude really should be on a pound for pound list. But like I said, that inactivity is kind of killing momentum, and then that bias fed is just like I can't. That's like I was like, geez, like
he honestly, Navarrete is like one more good win from really being top 15.
Yeah, you're right too.
But the thing is, the way his good wins end up, he'll have a good win, and then he won't fight for a while. He'll creep back, have a jobber, stay busy type of fight. Then he has a contender fight. Then he'll have a big win, and then it repeats itself. Like, he never has he could never string big wins kind of together or back to back.
Right.
Honestly, the Dog Bay fights was the last time he had 2 big wins.
Well, the Ruben Villa fight too was a big win because.
But I'm talking about back to on some consistent shit
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because
not just skipping every 3 fights type shit.
Yeah, the first Dog Bay fight was just Jesus Christ. I mean, Dog Bay.
It was a surprise, and it's oh shit. Then they ran it back, and you're oh, hold on, this kid's for real. Don't match these guys no more. I don't care what they say.
Right. Yeah, and then the Villa one. He basically he boxed up the boxer and put him down a couple times, and then Joey Gonzalez, everyone's favorite racist, got the beating of his life in that fight.
I don't think I would call anybody my favorite racist.
Me. I like to use all these. I like to use all these these terms.
What the fuck is my favorite?
Everybody's favorite racist. I think say
Chris. That sounds like a dope ass series though. I don't know. Who's narrating it? If that's the Netflix series, and you
that's like when you saying my favorite racist. That's like when Trump was pointing in the crowd. It's oh, there's my African American. Okay, yeah, no,
yeah, that's for my favorite race. I don't know. That got potential for a show name or something.
Right, and Netflix. If you you remember when you heard it first.
Okay, you know what it is? It's somebody that you don't think is racist, and they seem like a lovable person, but so you go undercover and catch them in moments where they're racist as fuck, and then you be my favorite racist, because you don't even know, but then you know. Easy show. That show would be dope.
That sounds brilliant. Yeah, remember we heard that shit from
Remember where y'all heard that
from Ring Gang Radio. But yeah.
Up here.
But yeah, Joe Gonzalez, got the beating of his life, and it was awesome to witness too, because he got humbled, because in a way that Shakur did.
He ain't stopped trying. I give him that.
No, he didn't. No, I mean, he's that's what I'm saying. No, he was a tough racist too. It was like Jesus Christ.
I mean, that made the beatdown even better.
Yeah, I mean that racism was.
Because you don't feel sorry for it when they're trying.
I think that was a Friday card too. I remember that card was really fucking good.
Yeah, no, it was a Friday card too. It was wonderful watching him take it, because he was so filled with hate that he wouldn't go down. So he took it because they kept on getting beating. So it was wonderful to watch. I enjoyed it very much. That's the bloodthirsty ghoul in me coming out. But then after that,
the best of it.
But yeah, Navarrete, like LB said, man, dude is like one good fight away for that. And Valdez would have been like a win over Valdez would have probably put him into that 15 spot. Yeah, I really wanted to put him on that top of our list. What was that?
What'd you say? Oh wait, who said something about that?
No, somebody said something.
So one of y'all niggas repeat yourselves. Shit.
I said nothing.
Oh. Pilot, was it you?
No, I was just agreeing with y'all about him getting propelled to top 15 pound per pound if he were to beat Valdez. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, because he probably stops him. That's why he gonna be top 15.
Yeah, exactly.
You think so? Huh? I favor Valdez.
You don't think Navarrete stops Valdez? I'm sorry, because we'd all picked against Valdez before. So
I will. I mean, I don't trust somebody to beat a top 5 guy at a weight if they've never been there unless they're special, like an Inoue or Shakur. So I don't know if Valdez.
I mean, I think Navarrete.
Wait, what? Say that again, Pilot.
I'm saying
he woke up.
Usually, I don't favor a guy against one of the better, top fighter in the weight class moving up in a new weight unless they're special, like Shakur and Inoue, that kind.
I mean, but it's not like Valdez is special himself.
Well, he's
and Valdez was at 126 at 1.2, and it's not like Navarrete is a small 130 guy. So,
and I honestly think Navarrete is more special than Valdez.
Yeah. But I mean, he's not in the special.
If we talking about like the special meter or some shit.
Yeah. I've been a fan.
Navarrete's uppercut to me is like one of the most devastating punches in boxing that doesn't get talked about.
No, it doesn't. And he throws them in the wildest angles too. It's not even like a textbook uppercut like that. It's like he throws it at angles that you just don't expect too.
He literally drags his elbow on the canvas when he throw them shits. Like they be telegraphed, but they're not telegraphed. He goes super low, but it's like in your vision, but out. It's just crazy. Like, and he'll jump with the motherfuckers. Like he be like screw upper. Like he be Joe Higashi and niggas. Like.
Yeah, and that's
crazy. Knocking motherfuckers like 4 feet back and shit.
Yeah, that's why Villa got fucked up the way he did. Both him and Dogbe got fucked up the way they did.
Well, who the Rican cat? He got fucked up with them damn uppercuts too.
Christopher Diaz.
Him. Yeah, him.
And that was a hard fight too. I remember that
fight was hard as fuck. But he was fucking Diaz up with them uppercuts.
Christopher Diaz is everybody's favorite jobber. He's always like this.
I mean, sometimes that's the way it goes though. But Diaz, he showed heart though. But Diaz, he showed heart. But man, like. That uppercut lifted him off his feet. Like, this nigga literally he be throwing like SNK boss punches. Like, them uppercuts is like serious. Like, you're not supposed to just be throwing them shits like that. Right. And that's yeah. And further things too is even with all his punching, Navarrete can actually box. If you look, he can jab. He has a jab. When he uses
he moves his head. He slips, punches. Gives you he can give you angles. He works the body, fights on the inside. And I was like, Navarrete, he the truth, really. Like,
yeah, and of course, more importantly, he's a Samson fighter, which of course, it can rumble. If you know, you know. So that's why it's like,
yo, shout out to Lone Star Seth. What it do?
Salute, Steph. Salute. You know, so yeah, so I mean, obviously we get Liam Wilson. Like I said, I know Lukey has been raving about him. You know, saying like, you know, he might actually be a lot tougher. And I went onto YouTube to watch a couple of his fights though. I mean, dude comes to fight. He has a hard left hook. From what
we might get us a scrap. Then is what you're saying?
Oh no, yeah, we will get a scrap. Like, dude is a scrapper. Like, ever since Stevie Spark upset Montana Love, I'm not sleeping on no damn Australian. They might, you know, you just never know what they might bring to the fucking table. You know, so it's like, you know, Liam Wilson will come to fight. Like he'll either get overwhelmed or he's gonna crack Navarrete a couple of times with that left hook. But he will come to fight for sure. You know, I mean, unless Navarrete hits him with like a one hitter quitter to the body like he did in, like Baez, and you know that's all that. Also, but Wilson,
so you can.
You know, and like I say, Wilson. I mean, he has not. I mean, 7 KOs and 11 in his 11 wins. You know, so I mean, he can actually punch. You know,
yeah,
but
this is a pretty tough fight. This ain't no gimme right here. This is like a 154 type fight. Right,
and then obviously the unknowns too is Navarrete is coming up in weight. You know, so it's like, you know, will it be effective against someone who's also, you know, who is a super featherweight? You know,
he's natural.
Exactly. So I mean, we might see something. So in terms of predictions, so what are we thinking? P, what are we thinking? Navarrete Wilson.
Navarrete knockout. I'll say 8th round knockout.
Damn.
All right. LB, what about?
I think Wilson's gonna put up a fight, but he'll crumble.
Is Wilson undefeated?
He has one loss, which he did avenge.
This going the distance. Navarrete by unanimous decision, but it'll be a good one.
What scores are we thinking?
This a 12-rounder.
Oh yeah, the title's on the line.
Oh wow! Hold on, this is a title fight?
Yeah.
Vacant.
Goddamn! Like, the more y'all talk about this shit, the more I wish this motherfucker was tomorrow.
It's a vacant WBO, you know, whatever Bob orders.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those title fights. I'll allow it.
It's the Shakur belt that he gave up on the scales.
Oh, all right. Shakur had it, so it's decent. All right, cool. All right. I'll allow it. Yeah, I'm talking about maybe 116, 112, and 2 115, 113s.
Okay. So you thinking the new one's gonna go down?
Somebody might get dropped, or we might just have a real good fight where just somebody just is a little better.
Right. Yeah, no, I can dig that. Pilot, what about you?
Same as LB. I don't know about UD, but yeah, probably since he's the A side, I'll probably say Emanuel Navarrete by decision. You know, Liam Wilson. I know he's Australian, but if he was British, I'd say Navarrete knock him out. but Aussies, you know, like Steve Spark, you know, put up a fight against Montana Love. You know, this Aussies got something to prove, and I feel like Liam Wilson will bring it. He has been knocked out by this Filipino dude, you know, Noine, but I think he'll. It might be a fight where, like, some people will say he won, type of thing. That's on there. But Navarrete will win on the cards.
What score?
All over the place. I can see like 117, 111. I could see it like, you know, scored as, you know, one of the cards is a draw. Like I'll just say a split decision for Emanuel Navarrete. Yeah.
Right. And for me, I'm gonna pick Navarrete knockout by 7. I think Navarrete. Like I said, I think Wilson will definitely make a fight of it. I just think too, because, you know, Navarrete is a slow starter, and hopefully it won't be the type of start that he had against Baez too. But I feel like once Navarrete gets going, you know, he probably will overwhelm Wilson, like to the point where he'll just punish him. And I think the referee will probably have to like stop. Either the referee or his corner will have to stop the fight by then. So yeah, that's my prediction. but it should be a really, really good scrap. Obviously, I wonder, Pete, do you know? Can you actually look at your app, see what the odds are for Wilson? For Wilson actually winning? Or
1 minute. Let's see if it's even on there, because FanDuel will be on some silly stuff. But let me see. Boxing. It's not even on here. So hold on. Wait. No, hold on. Maybe it is, but I don't want the featured fights. I want the upcoming fights. Damn it. Okay. well, damn. Liam Wilson is plus 830.
So he's a significant underdog, and that's just the overall win. Just not like by knockout or
no. That's just overall. He's plus 830.
Like I said, hey, if you have a little change, maybe throw a little bit on there. Who knows? Maybe lightning might strike twice. Something like that.
Yeah, ain't worth throwing $10 on that shit.
Yeah, it's definitely worth for 830. Who knows? Maybe the odds might shorten up a little bit as the week comes along though. But yeah, I mean, I do think just off what I see, like Wilson is a live dog for this fight. And like I said, so I mean, if not, obviously Navarrete, if he wins, then it's expected to. But yeah, Navarrete, I do think Wilson will make this a fight as much as he can, for sure. And then of course we have the co-feature, and this is when obviously we've been talking about this guy for a minute with Arnold Barboza Jr. Like, I mean, honestly, we always said like dude should have been one that should have faced Teofimo Lopez instead of Sandor Martin. Though, of course, that kind of backfired on Teofimo, as Sandor Martin made him look foolish, and it kind of lowered his stock a little bit. And it's like, damn, that should have been Barboza's opportunity. So Barboza got an opportunity to hopefully to stop a former world champion in Jose Pedraza. And like I said, Barboza, it just sucks too, because it seems like Bob kind of treats him like a redheaded stepchild. Like, they have him front row and everything to Teofimo's fights. They barely acknowledge that he's actually in there. They don't say shit to him. Teofimo doesn't mention his name. Like,
it's fucked up because he's like a kind of a higher risk, low reward, and you would think he's younger than Sandor Martin, but he's actually older. I never knew that until I looked up their ages. Around that time.
Yeah, because Barboza is someone that you fight him, you're gonna have a hard night. Like, dude, I know one of the things we always get on Barboza about is that he doesn't stop a lot of his opponents. Like, I think he has he hasn't stopped anyone in about 3 years, give or take. But every fight, excuse me, that he's been in, they're hard fights. They are hard. Yeah. He ended Alex Saucedo's career,
because he throws a lot of punches and he's accurate too.
Right. And they weren't dirty punches too that ended Alex Saucedo's career. Like, they were clean punches. Like, Saucedo just took too much.
The worst type of shots, because it's not like the Bivol type of pushing punches where you're getting at least some average push punches. You get maybe 2 of those out of every 5 punches. Like, all his punches are like normal, regular. It's like, when One Punch Man be throwing like 100 normal punches. Like,
right.
That's what he be doing on them shits. But it's like, them shits add up.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's like, and he's a hard guy to deal with. Like, Antonio Moran. I think the last one, Danielito Zorrilla. He's a hard fight. But I honestly think
they don't want him near Tio.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to. Okay, wait a minute. Like, this dude, he be dragging these guys into the gutters and shit like that. Like, we gotta slow down. Like, and he could be a true 140 player. And then that's why I'm just hoping with this Pedraza fight. I mean, Pedraza, Pedraza, I'll give him credit though. Like, dude showed a lot of heart coming back from almost looked like he was about to get knocked out by Richard Comey.
That was a good little fight.
Yeah,
that's a good fight. That was better for I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a hard. That was a hard fight. Like, I mean, that was that fight was a story of 2 fights. Like,
Yeah, that wasn't a PBC draw. That was a fair draw because, yeah.
Yeah, like, and truthfully, that should have been ran back too, but for whatever reason, Kame should be
That
facing.
definitely should have ran back.
Yeah, no.
No, they have to use them. They have to use them so they can use them as enhancement talent.
Yeah, yeah. Just say wait. He's a jobber to the stars now. That's what they're gonna try to put Pedraza. And fucked up things. Pedraza's trying to be a 3-division champion. Like he wants to be a champion at 140, but they keep putting him in fights that are that are hard. The Ramirez fight, and then the Kame fight, and the Barboza fight. I mean, do we think that do we think that Pedraza had a chance to actually beat Barboza? Pilot, what do you think?
Nah, I don't think so. I think Pedraza's best days are behind him. I've always liked Pedraza. He brings his hard hat to work. He does his thing, but I just think Barboza's a little more hungrier, fresher, and honestly, I was never thrilled about this fight. I think it's gonna be pretty boring, but I think he'll win a decision. Barboza will win a clear unanimous decision.
Oh, I don't know. LB, what about you?
I think Barboza wins pretty. Maybe not like it's a 10-rounder, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like 7 rounds.
All right, let's see. Not so 97-93 type of fight.
Yeah, like Pedraza gonna be in there with him. He gonna probably outbox him, for a little bit, maybe a round or two. Barboza.
Yeah.
Might start a little slow, whatnot, but I just don't see him giving Barboza Jr. like extended trouble, like where I'm like, damn, he's winning rounds and Barboza needs a knockout and win type shit.
I mean, that's still probably Tank's best win. What was it, like at 130? I mean, he was big for 130, but wasn't.
Oh yeah, that is Tank's best win. I mean, Tank took his 0, so that probably is Tank's best win.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, Pedraza, I do think he's coming to the end of the line too, himself like that. So it's like, as I said before, Barboza, if he really wants to get people's attention, he probably needs to stop Pedraza. Like, I'm not saying either that or he has to punish him like severely over the distance, something of that nature. Like, if the fight's close, then Barboza's gonna keep getting he's gonna keep getting overlooked, and he shouldn't be. But yeah, he has to get Bob's notice.
Not if it's close. Like, I think he's gonna win probably 8-2. But if it's just a boring fight, another dud, he's gonna be like that guy John Bowser that get bounced out from, forgotten about basically. Shit.
you and John Bowser. I honestly, Barboza is not really any bad fights, and like I said, so it's like, Pedraza's rare dud was against Ramirez, and we all didn't see that one coming. Like we all thought that would actually have more action. That was a disappointing Pedraza because Pedraza didn't come to fight. That was which was horrible. But for the most part, Pedraza, does have good fights, and so does Barboza. So I'd be disappointed if these two actually did stake out the joint. P, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, Barboza by easy decision. Pedraza has seen way better days. Yeah, I didn't see anything in his last fight that shows that he has much left. So yeah, no, easy win by Barboza. Maybe a late stoppage, but I'll go with easy decision.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the late stoppage. I think maybe Barboza might stop Pedraza in the final round or something like that in round 10.
I think Pedraza will be crafty enough to survive, but he won't show any competitiveness. So it is what it is.
Well, like I said, I'm hoping. Like I said, Barboza needs this fight. Barboza was given. This is a show. This is like a special showcase. This is a showcase. Okay, look, you body this guy on a card, and we'll set you up with a significant 140 fight. Like, that's the type of fight that this is an audition. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, Barboza might be properly motivated to actually do work. But hey, we shall see. But either way, it's a damn good doubleheader for Friday night. Top Rank. When they think progressively, at least then it's all good. And of course, they have their own. They have the undercard on the guard. They have the likes of Nico Ali, Wash, and then Richard Torres Jr. No, Richard Torres Jr. is actually on the main card for I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then you got one of Fernando Vargas's kids on there. I swear, every time one of his kids makes fights, he makes me feel fucking old. Like I'm sorry, like I watched Fernando Senior fucking debut, man. Like what the fuck? Like why is his kids fighting now? Like what's going on? Like that time keeps on slipping because he makes me feel
because
you're
old because you're an old ass nigga. Get over it.
Old ass nigga.
Yeah, I guess it is like it is what it is now. And then they have Lindolfo Delgado, fresh off his little Fight of the Year war. He's gonna be on there too. So, Top Rank has their the usual showcase opponents on there. So it's obviously if you have time you can you catch all of them. But yeah,
at least on Friday. Remember, guys, it's on Friday. So
it's on Friday, and then of course if you're in the Northeast, apparently Pete just reminded me. We are due for an Arctic, a polar vortex. So it's going to be fucking freezing cold on Friday and Saturday. So, yeah, if you live in the Northeast, you might want to keep your ass home anyway. So just watch this shit.
It's going to be in the teens, so.
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to be busting out the Averex jacket this weekend, so.
It would be this weekend that, that we're getting polar fucking temperatures again. So you Florida niggas are so fucking lucky, and this nigga probably lives in the desert. You don't have to deal with this bullshit.
I know it's been cold as fuck lately. I ain't gonna lie, it's been kind of cold.
What's cold, Pilot, over there?
It's in the 40s.
Oh my! You know what?
That's cold enough.
See, LB can sympathize with you. For me and P, it's just like
you guys. I don't want to hear nothing. We got
40 is not cold enough. You feel it then,
40 degrees. It's enough for me to wear short sleeves. Like talking about, it's cold.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know about that, but maybe if you're a polar bear or some bullshit.
Well, I mean, we basically have polar bears here with how cold it is, man.
Right.
We got real bears down here.
I know PJ.
We got real bears too.
I know PJ definitely got bears in his area. That's for damn sure. That motherfucker lives in the tundra. Parts unknown, of course.
It's not parts unknown if you're giving details of said parts, but whatever.
Hey. No,
it's in the deep Alaskan woods.
Hey, I didn't give a location, I just gave,
It started sounding like a damn Benny the Butcher verse.
Hey, I'm not snitching.
Nigga, the scripted as fuck.
PJ will beat me. I'm not gonna. I can't snitch on this location. Oh shit, no. But yeah, seriously, no. It should be Top Rank. It should be a good card. Friday night if you don't have shit going on and you're gonna be snowed in or iced in or whatever the fuck. Yeah, catch that shit.